January 17, 1944, Central
January
Italy.
17,
Two elite forces converged on the snow-dusted mountains of central Italy, like predators circling their prey. The British 1st/4th Essex Battalion, their faces carved by years of desert warfare, took positions in the rocky valleys below. High above them, the German 1st Parachute Division melted into the ancient stones of Monte Cassino's monastery, becoming one with the fortress that would soon become legend. Between them stretched 1,700 feet of treacherous mountain, and the key to Rome. The Benedictine monastery had crowned Monte Cassino for 15 centuries, a beacon of faith and learning. Now it anchored Hitler's Gustav Line, a deadly necklace of bunkers, minefields, and machine gun nests strung across Italy's narrowest point. Every road to Rome funneled through this mountain gateway, where Allied blood had been spilling for months against walls that seemed built by gods rather than men. Desperation bred madness. For 4 thunderous hours, 250 Allied bombers blackened the sky above the sacred monastery. Wave after wave unleashed 1,400 tons of death, pulverizing 15 centuries of irreplaceable art, manuscripts, and architecture into smoking rubble. The mountain shook like an earthquake, as heaven itself seemed to burn. But the flames of destruction forged something far more dangerous than what they destroyed. The ruins became an impregnable fortress of twisted steel and shattered stone. March 15, 1944 to 2,300 hours. Under a moonless sky, madness took human form. 200 men of the Essex Battalion prepared for what military history would remember as a frontal assault up a near-vertical mountainside bristling with German guns. The plan defied every rule of warfare, every instinct of survival. It was precisely the kind of insanity that might work, because no sane commander would attempt it. In pitch darkness, the assault began. Men clawed their way up the razor-sharp rocks as German artillery turned the mountainside into a thundering cauldron of death. White tape meant to guide them through the darkness exploded into fragments. Soldiers tumbled into crevices that swallowed their screams. Others simply vanished into the night, leaving only bloodstains on the stones. After 6 hours of vertical nightmare, 60 survivors reached the summit. A third of those who began the climb had been claimed by the mountain itself. In the bombed ruins of Cassino town below, a different kind of hell unfolded. New Zealand tanks crawled through crater-filled streets like wounded beasts, while German paratroopers defended every pile of rubble with fanatical determination. The fighting became so intimate that enemies sometimes shared the same ruined building without knowing it, separated only by collapsed walls and the thin line between life and death. March to May 1944. For 4 months, Monte Cassino became a meat grinder that consumed everything fed into it. 4 separate major assaults crashed against the German defenses, like waves against a cliff. Bodies accumulated in the ruins until the living walked on carpets of the dead. Both armies bled themselves white in what historians would later call an act of collective insanity. A battle that continued long past any rational hope of victory, sustained only by pride, desperation, and the terrible momentum of war. May 18, 1944. When Polish soldiers finally raised their flag over the monastery's shattered remains, the silence was deafening. The Gustav Line was broken. Rome lay defenseless. A crucial victory had been won just weeks before D-Day would reshape the war. But the price etched itself into stone: 55,000 Allied casualties, 20,000 German dead, and a sacred monastery reduced to rubble that would take decades to rebuild. The road to Rome was open at last, paved with the bones of an entire generation. Monte Cassino had fallen, but it had claimed something irreplaceable from every man who survived: their youth, their innocence, and their faith that any victory could be worth such a price. The mountain had been conquered, but it would hold its defenders prisoner in memory forever.